Corpse Party, Book of Shadows is rated M for individuals 17 and up. For intense violence, blood and gore, sexual themes, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, RavenSylphe here. Welcome back to Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. We're in the custodian's closet. Things are probably not going to be good. So let's see. What's this thing? It's a small chest of some sort. What the heck is this? Yes, let's take it. It's a small, finely detailed accessory case made from tortoiseshell. Its design is long outdated, but the quality of its craftsmanship suggests it must have been very expensive back in its day. Slightly shaking, it produces a loud, distinct rattle. There's definitely something in there, and based on that sound and the light weight of this thing, it's gotta be really tiny. Not sure if we'll need whatever it is, but we might as well take it with us, just in case. A noise from inside the closet. I'm gonna go guess by better judgment and check it out. Bitter, it's bitter. It's wearing down my teeth. Crunch, 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 crunch. Ah, that's why I said I stop this. I want to go to the karaoke again, but not all those with all those aphids around. Ugh, my toenails are gone, so I can't walk. I quickly turned around to find Shinozaki excitedly mumbling something to herself in a low tone. Her whole body was slanted, with her head leaning against the wall, and she was completely focused on the one specific section of empty floor. Shinozaki? Mind your own business, goddammit! What? What do you mean? Should I not have taken this chest or something? What's wrong? Shinozaki then began repeatedly banging her head against the wall. The motion was almost rhythmic, as if in time with the ticks of a clock or a metronome. Hey, cut it out! What the hell is wrong with you? Always, you always do this. What was it you said? Because we're friends? Well, I can take care of myself. What's with that look? You just hold on a second. My throat is burning up. It stinks. It's rancid. I have to run. Why would you do this to me? You're my sister. Well, you can die too. After stumbling almost drunkenly for a few moments, Shinozaki suddenly took off running. She leaped through the trap door and out into the hall. What the hell was that about? Wait, this is no time to be standing around. I've got to go find her. She's certainly an interesting specimen. Who's there? I'm not certain where she came from, nor when or how she got here. She seemed to be about the same age as me. She looked mostly normal, but her eyes were much less vibrant than they should have been, appearing flat and lifeless like those of a dead fish. Her name was Naho Sayanoki. Is that how you pronounce that? Sayanoki? I guess you could say I'm a medium come writer, come high school student, or something like that. Or I was, anyway, when I was alive. When you were alive, are you telling me you're a ghost? Regrettably, that's exactly what I am. Are you one of those little bastards' friends, then? The hell did you do to Shinozaki, and why did you trap us here in the first place? Oh my, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I, like you, am essentially a victim, though there's a little more to it than that, of course. Oh, so you were trapped here too, then, and you, More importantly now, the girl who just ran out of here seems to have quite a gift. Oh yeah, Shinozaki! Wait, please. If you wish to have a place at her side for a long time to come, I believe it would be advantageous for you to listen to my advice. At her side? For a long time to come? What? Oh, alright, but can you make it quick? Such a firm, cool response is very telling. Well, I'm listening, so what's this about Shinozaki being gifted? You're familiar with the concepts of spiritual mediums, shrine maidens, and shamans, no? They're all people with the ability to lend their bodies to beings that natural science can't quite classify. Beings you would call spirits, or gods. They're people who take part in channeling rituals, basically possession, much like the demonic sort you see in movies. So kind of like the taco from traditional folklore, then. Exactly. You've seen it, no? Your friend can take in the thoughts of the dead that flit about in these accursed halls and output them through her own body. And note, I said thoughts, not spirits. They aren't souls, but rather the loose remnants of broken minds. Heavenly Host is a frightfully unique place. So if she is indeed able to channel them, take it from me. She has a very powerful gift. Can you really call that a gift? She's not like you, you know. Perhaps not, but if you intend to escape from here, those talents of hers could prove most advantageous. Provided, of course, she learns to control them. Control them? Well, you saw what happened. She wasn't in control at all, but rather being controlled by the thoughts of another. Think of it as if she had an enormous antenna on her head with impeccable reception 24 hours a day. Except that antenna was missing not only any means of changing frequency, but any sort of on and off switch as well. At this rate, she's bound to short-circuit and break down, or worse still, she might lose her sense of self and essentially become a mindless radio. Are you saying there's no way to get her back? I don't know. Who's to say? That all depends on her. And on you. Well, then come with me and help me save her, please! I'm sorry, I can't do that. You see, I'm also trying to find someone who's important to me. Ooh. I've done all I can for you. Whether this experience ends well or gets worse again depends entirely on you both. I wish you the best of luck. Whoa, another one! This was the big one. I literally couldn't stand up. I fell to my knees on the floor. I couldn't even tell how long it lasted. It felt like it would never end, but eventually, little by little, it did subside. I stood back up and surveyed my surroundings, but as expected, the ghost of the girl was nowhere to be seen anymore. And this particular quake felt like it shook the very foundations of the entire building. Shinozaki was all I had on my mind. She was in serious danger. Then go save her! I just don't know what the hell is going on anymore. But if there's one thing I do know, it's that I have to be with her. Be there for her. No matter what. Shinozaki! That's where we meet up with Mayu. You know what really pisses me off, though? That she kept talking to me as if I were totally ignorant about psychic phenomena, like a complete dimwit. But look at what happened to her. Too gifted for her own good, if you ask me. Wow, sounds like you and Shinozaki have had a pretty rough time in here, too. Well, you seem to have done pretty well for being by yourself. Shouldn't Morishige have been with you, though? Yeah, but he's not. I've been trying to find him. Considering how cool and collected he is, I'm sure he's fine wherever he is. I mean, if he sees a ghost, he'll probably just furrow his brow and be all like, "You reminded me of a Shakespeare sonnet," or something, you know? And since you and I ran into one another already, I know you'll find him sooner or later. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure I'll come across him eventually. Though I guess there are a lot more places to look now that the hallway's back in one piece again. But there are two of us, and two pairs of eyes are better than one. Don't leave me alone! I don't want to be alone! There we go. That's more like the Susamoto we all know and love. Okay then. Let's give this let's give this everything we've got and find our friends.
You bet. Chick, I know you're somewhere nearby, and that's enough to keep me going. I will find you, I swear. But before we set off, I call a bathroom break. Oh, not the bathroom.
Seriously?
Sorry, I've been so scared and nervous since we got here. I guess it's taken its toll on my stomach. I get this way before production sometimes, too.
Fair enough. Guess we'll keep an eye out for a restroom on our way then. There's a gap in the floor here. A board has been laid across it in a makeshift bridge, but it's a bit unstable after the quake. Best to cross with care. Okay. So I'm not moving myself anymore. Alright. The stairwell is completely packed with the desks, making it virtually impassable. Fortunately, that last earthquake seems to have knocked many of them loose. With two people working in tandem, it shouldn't take very long to clear a path. What do we do with all these desks, Kishinuma?
Or what do we do with these desks, Kishinuma?
We could just climb over them with a little effort, but they might all come crashing down if we make one wrong move.
Yeah, let's move them out of the way.
Things always go bad in the bathrooms.
Yay, we found the little girl's room. If you'll excuse me for a minute.
A minute then. Oh! Sure, I'll wait nearby. If anything happens, just call out.
Don't wait too close though, okay? It'd be kind of embarrassing if you know, heard me.
That would be the last of my concerns in this situation. Like, how about you come in and wait outside the stall? Heck, wait in the stall, just face the other way.
Ugh, guess my stomach must be in pretty bad shape. Almost there. I'm so glad that there was a usable toilet in here.
I wouldn't have cared.
Alright, good to go. What's this? Did I hit my stomach on something? It's all red. When did this happen and how? Even if I had hit my stomach on something, who ever heard of someone's belly getting bruised?
I've bruised mine a few times. It's not that weird.
I took a closer look and found myself momentarily breathless. What? What in the world happened to me?
The reddish purple bruise was like fault lines emanating out in 4 directions, with my belly button serving as the epicenter.
It almost looked like a weirdly colored spider web attached to my skin.
What's wrong?
Nothing! I'll be on in a sec!
That was weird.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I feel much better now.
Glad to hear it.
But didn't I tell you to keep your distance?
What? I did! You were just kind of loud there for a second. You seemed startled. Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Sorry to have worried you. So, how about you? Are you good on the bathroom situation, or do you need to go too?
Well, the boys' room is kind of occupied. When you open the stall doors, there's this guy's voice that yells out, "Shut the goddamn door."
Oh, I can see.
Just use the girls' room. These people, you're in a horrible situation where you could die at any moment. You kind of need to throw mannerisms out the door. I'll be honest, if I were in the situation and I had to take a really bad piss, I would just squat in a corner and say, you know what, just turn away. That's good enough for me. This is the kind of stuff that gets you killed in horror movies.
Oh, I can see how that might make it tough to go. Well, let's just put that out of our minds for now and focus on finding Shinozaki, okay?
Sounds good.
Why am I not saying anything to him about the bruise on my stomach? Is it because I'd be too embarrassed to show it to a boy? No, that's not it. My mind was racing with worst-case scenarios popping into my head one after another. I kept hoping this was all in my imagination. Oh, nothing but a nightmare. But it felt real. It sure felt real, and that was the scariest thing of all. Maybe I was sick. Maybe I needed to go to the hospital.
That's the least of your worries.
I couldn't stand all this uncertainty. But I didn't say anything about it. I just walked with Kishinuma all throughout the school building in search of Shinozaki. I thought maybe if I went with him, I might run into Shin along the way, or at least find some clue as to his whereabouts. But no such luck. Our search eventually led us back down to the first floor. Having covered all our bases, we set our sights on the pool. But just as we approached the locker room...
Dun dun.
Dun! Where is she?
Or shit.
Hey, did you hear that?
Yoshiki. That's his name. Yeah, it came from in there. Well, did we walk in on something?
A girl who looked to be around middle school age had been laid flat on the floor. Both her arms were bound and her eyes and mouth were covered with sash-like strips of cloth. She was obviously being held against her will.
She's a middle schooler. I can't say anything.
She was kicking both legs and writhing all around, frantically trying to break loose from her bindings, but it didn't seem like she would succeed. Oh God, we have to save her! It was only after saying that I noticed the bruises on her legs. Those weird markings look an awful lot like the ones on my stomach, or am I just paranoid? Regardless of what caused them or how they might be related. Sorry about that. The girl had markings like rope burns clearly visible on her slender legs. They were peculiar bruises that looked almost like letters, as if they signified something that was just beyond our ability to decipher.
Hey, Earther Suzumoto.
Ah, sorry. Hang in there, I'm going to loosen those bindings right now.
Wait, stop! Take a closer look. This isn't going to be so easy. Kishinuma grabbed my arm to hold me back. I was a bit confused, but did as he suggested, and it did take me too long to see the problem. The strips of cloth holding this girl to the floor actually seemed to be rolls of gauze, and whoever bound her like this really didn't number. The gauze was stretched haphazardly all across the room's furnishings. Several strands of it were then projected upwards to the top of the nearest cubby shelf, where they were wrapped around the neck of a plaster bust. And from there they extended up to the ceiling, where they were wrapped tightly around the handle of a bucket suspended in the air. Suspended right above the girl. In other words, if we pulled on any of the bandages the wrong way or moved any desks, the plaster bust might fall, and if that happened, the bucket would spill right onto her. I wonder what the hell is in there. Maybe it's nothing.
But what if it's not? Help. The girl was thrashing wildly, unable to move or see, and too scared to call out. Sadly, this wasn't helping at all. It only served to pull the plaster bust closer and closer to the edge of the shelf. It was impossible to say whether or not she had any inkling of the threat that loomed literally right above her head. It seemed increasingly likely that that was the intent behind the trap. If the victim attempted to escape, she would only wind up killing herself. What do we do? What can we do?
Don't panic. We just need to find some way of getting that bucket down from the ceiling.
Can you reach it though? I think we should remove the bandages from her face first and try to calm her down. Either way, there's no time to lose. We have to do something. We have to do it now.
Okay. Before we make this decision, let me save really quick. And then let's keep pause. I'm going to end this episode here. We're a few minutes long anyways. So like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy. And I'll see you in the next video! It's getting tense.